morning to you, and thank you for joining us on The Insight. But before I proceed, let us apologize for our lateness in bringing The Insight to you, our wonderful viewer. And today on The Insight, we'll be looking on concerning the issues of the ambassadorial list. That is the talk of Nigeria at the moment. And beyond that, we know that Nigerians have waited for a long time to know the names of the ambassadors, designate the ambassadors to the many nations. But given the controversies of the United States government designing Nigeria as a country of particular concern, this has raised a lot of issues, and many people have blamed the government for their lateness in appointing nominees for these various positions to represent the interests of the nation outside Nigeria. And with us today to x-ray these issues is Barrister Nnadume Ofokansi, a human rights activist, a legal luminary, and a man who prides himself as a father.
Thank you, Jeff, for having me this morning again.
All right. And then with us again is Dr. Dons Eze. He's a veteran. When we talk about a veteran, he's a veteran journalist, a man who has seen it all. He has been in the field, he has written about it, and he's still talking about it. Doctor.
Okay.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you for coming on this side today.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yes. This morning, we are looking at the ambassadorial list of STORM. Many has given it different names. A lot of issues has been raised concerning this name. And this morning we will do justice to this very issue. But before I begin to go further into this, I want to ask ambassadors, is it very important that Nigeria should have ambassadors representing it in the various consulates abroad?
Well, you see, the world, they say, is a global village, and no country can take it alone on its own. And that is why this bilateral relationship of states has ever been welcomed since it was introduced. Even in pre-colonial era, people, have envoys that go to other city-states. Like when we have the Songais, the Mali Empire, and the rest of them, there were people who represented other people in other areas. And what is the essence? The essence is that because we now say that the world is a global village, people, move about, people live in other countries. And when they have any challenge in that country where they live, I think the first point of call should be complaining to their ambassadors. And unless, of course, it is that within the criminal level of the states where they are, police can handle. But if it is something of a diplomatic nature, then the ambassadors are always invoked and they step in. If it's one they can solve, they solve it. If it's one they cannot solve, then still find a way either to deport the person or make the person conform with the tenets of the civility of the area where he is living. So Nigeria need ambassadors. It's not only ambassadors coming to Nigeria. You see, it is about 2 years and about how many months down the line before Tinubu, remember, he will have ambassadors. And these things are worrisome. Worrisome in the sense that this government is like a cut and nail approach to governance. If you don't remember, if you don't remind Tinubu that Fulani is not killing people in Yellowater, he will not like to go there until a very dark man goes there to show the world what is happening in Yellowater. Now I'm coming, that is why I said the issue of appointing of ambassadors, it was because, like you said in your intro, the designation of Nigeria as a country of a particular concern. People were now asking, who is the Nigerian ambassador in Washington? Who is so-and-so place? Who is so-and-so place? And they found out that there were no people there. So now he now woke up and now decided to appoint ambassadors and submit list of ambassadors to the National Assembly for confirmation and approval. We shall still take the names, I think it's better to take them with a tooth comb. You know, something I have to take holistically,
Yes.
because each and every one of them that list has his own either good side or his own baggage. Yes.
Do you think that this list has come very early?
First of all, when we are talking of ambassador of your country, the best of yourself that you showcase outside the country. The people they have appointed now, are they the best representative of Nigerians outside the country? Are they the mirror of Nigerians? If they are the mirror, it means that that country is mirrored. That is bad image of the country.
Okay.
When you talk of something like Mercury, what is antecedents?
We'll look into the
appointment of ambassadors, yes. If U.S. did not declare Nigeria as a country of particular concern, Tinubu would have woken up from his slumber to appoint ambassadors.
Okay.
But the issue is that, are they the best Nigeria can showcase?
All right. But Barrister, I will go into the list very quick. Well, can you hazard a guess into why the president delayed for long in appointing ambassadors?
Cluelessness.
Excuse me?
Cluelessness. The man is clueless. Because, of course, yes, he is. Because you see, when you recycle autocrats, people who want to go to get power because of the sake of getting power, that's what you get. You see, Tinubu, I keep on saying it in every forum I go, that Tinubu is not in control. He's not in charge. That is the truth of the matter. The man is not in charge. Because if he is in charge, see, like Doc said, ambassadorial list is something, even while you are doing campaign, if there are things that you should also program and, perfect on a table, even before you win election, so that as you are being sworn in, the next broadcast you make is that these are key issues. As you are appointing your ministers, you are appointing ambassadors. And you think that somebody who got into power in May 2023, May 29, and today is 1st of December 2025. You have wasted the whole of 2024, wasted half of 2023, and now wasted the whole of 2025. And now you suddenly woke up and said you want to appoint ambassadors. Like I keep on saying, when you run the list, we take them seriously.
All right, let's go into the list.
Yeah.
Let's start with the non-career nominees. By non-career nominees, I meant those who are not in the diplomatic corps.
Yeah, those who doesn't work with Minister of External Affairs.
Yes. So let's start with Barrister Ogbonneya Kalu of Abia State. We have Reno Amokri of Delta State. We have Professor Mahmoud Yakub, former INEC chairman. We have Erelu Angela Adebayo, former Ekiti First Lady. And we have Ifani Uwani, former Enugu governor. We have Tasiu Musa Megeri, former Speaker, Katsina State Assembly. We have Yakub N. Gambo, former Plateau Commissioner and former UPEC Deputy Executive Secretary. We have Professor Nora Ladi Datu, former Senator, Plateau. We have Otumba Femi Pedro, former Lagos Deputy Governor. We have Chief Femi Fani Kayode, former Aviation Minister, Oshun. We have Barrister Kechi Linda Ufochukwu, Anambra. We have Fatima Florence Ajimobi, former Oyo State First Lady. We have Lola Akande, former Lagos Commissioner. We have Grace Bent, former Senator Adamawa. We have Victor Okezie Ibazu, former Abia Governor. We have Senator Jimo Ibrahim Ondo. We have Ambassador Paul Oga Adiku, former Ambassador to the Holy See, Benue. These are the non-career nominees. Now, this is where I get your take on the...
I think the first set he appointed.
No, I'm talking about the non...
Is the former NIA. Was he a career diplomat?
Okay. But these
which appointed the US.
These are basically the politicians here who are raising a lot of issues. And I was...
So there's one was pointing out, but nonetheless, go on.
Okay, let me take the rest of it for time. We have Enebechi Monica Okuchukwu Abia. We have Yakubu Nyaku Danladi Taraba. We have Memuna Ibrahim Besto Adamawa. We have Musa Abubakar Kebi. We have Sindov Baibi Endoni Bayesa. We have Chima Geoffrey Lioma David Ebony. We have Mobolola Adeola Ibrahim Ogun. We have Abimbola Samuel Ruben Ondo. We have Yvonne Ehinosin Oduma Edo. We have Hamza Mohammed Salau Niger. We have Ambassador Shehu Barde Castina. We have Ambassador Ahmed Mohammed Mungano Bono. We have Ambassador Muhammad Said Dahiru Kaduna. We have Ambassador Latunji Ahmed Sulu Dambari Kwara. We have Ambassador Wahab Adiola Akande Oshun. Just for the sake of time. Yes.
The career ambassadors.
Yes. But my question now is, the names of listed, you were saying something when we started.
Yes.
In your opinion, does this represent the best image of Nigeria?
I wanted to talk of the person who is representing us in Washington.
Okay.
The man was the DG, NIA.
Okay.
You know how he was removed on controversial circumstances. There are billions of naira that was lost. And Buhari sacked that man.
And today he's an ambassador nominee.
Tinubu appointed to ambassador to US.
Okay.
So
because of his capacity and
capacity of missing money or what?
Is an intelligence network.
Intelligence network.
Yes.
So he sees he committed. He should be forgiven because of the intelligence network.
Okay.
Was he clean to represent us in US?
Okay.
Nobody who was sacked for missing $28 billion or naira. Then he was now appointed ambassador. If we talk of Reno Omokri is an Igbo hater.
All right, I'm coming to them, Chris, but I wanted to ask Barrister, what criteria do you think has justified these very individuals to be on the list?
Well, as to the career diplomas, no qualms about that. I don't have a problem because they grew rank and file to wherever they are. So it is their ministry.
Okay.
Now, to the politicians that are on the list, I think the only criteria Tinubu used in appointing them was to encourage criminality. I think he just assembled a bunch of deplorables and appointed them ambassadors. Let's take the roll call.
All right, let's start with from what you're saying. Let's take Reno Omokri of Delta State, for example.
Let's even leave the Reno.
Okay.
Let me start with the
the
few governors who are there,
Okay.
especially the ones from Southeast.
Okay.
Okay, Zekbazu is a colossal failure in Abia State. To compensate him for being a failure as a governor, he made him an ambassador. If I
Is that not too harsh?
forget your being which was harsh. You don't see to spare these people, Uche, because the more you spread them, the more they think they are doing something. If I stayed here for 8 good years, the only thing he achieved exactly up to 100% was party attendance, eating good food. That was the greatest achievement of Ifeanyi for 8 good years in office. He couldn't even patch potholes in roads Sullivan built. He couldn't even maintain the infrastructure Sullivan kept on the ground. That made this young man now who come in now start patching urban roads. Shouldn't have started with a patching of urban roads when somebody was there for 8 good years. Now, to compensate Ifeanyi for failing in Enugu State, he made him an ambassador. Now, Reno Omokri, for running his mouth, I don't even want to go to that area because talking about Reno means giving credence to nonsense. Because as far as I'm concerned, in advanced climes where people reason before they even vie for government offices, people like Reno should be behind bars, should be in prison. Should not even be talking about ambassadorial appointment. So, what criteria, apart from encouraging criminality? Reno just of recent, who went to UK and brought somebody he said is a mayor, and who denied him before the whole Nigerian populace in a press conference that I'm not a mayor. I think this Reno is deceiving people. This is what he brought me here is not what he's talking about here. Somebody who can be shamed publicly like that by somebody he brought to launder his own image. The only thing he did is to compensate him by making him an ambassador. Now, the professor of glitches, who has not up until now told us what type of glitch that made him not to transmit presidential election in 2023 is somebody you have to compensate. Somebody who cannot even walk freely in the street. If Mohammed Mahmoud or Yakub or whatever they call his name feels he's so good, he's so popular, let him drop his security aids. Take the streets of his states of origin. If he is from Jigawa State, let him just go to the market in Jigawa to buy anything. Even to buy a handkerchief, let him walk alone. Let him know whether people not storing with pure water. So these are the kind of people Tinubu are compensating with.
FFK.
Now you talk about FFK. Today he's saying that the tweet he made in 2022, he's talking about genocide. The tweet he's making now, talking about there's something like genocide. If America comes that they will fight America. That is the kind of person. Now maybe you take these people. You don't know that the Interpol, the CIA, all the secret police in the world have the dossier of all these people. And you want to take them. Which country they say, okay, well, I'm surprised you not even appoint Gumi. Because why did he leave Gumi? Because of all the people who are promoting criminality in Nigeria, Gumi, I think, is the spokesman. Well, you should have appointed Gumi an ambassador. Or maybe because Gumi was turned back from Saudi Arabia. That was why he didn't some of the college appoint him as an ambassador. Otherwise, I still don't know why Gumi should not make the list.
Okay. Don, let's look at the former INEC chairman, Mahmoud Yakub. Does you think he deserves to make the list? And what message do you think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is making by nominating Mahmoud Yakub as an ambassador in the Senate?
To reward him for the bad work he did to Nigerians.
What bad work I do?
Do you remember 2023 election?
I do.
What happened?
We had an election.
What was the outcome of it?
The
Election was conducted the same day. Results came out differently. The same ballots. You casted for somebody.
Fair to him. The court
Which court?
the court satisfied the results.
Forget about court. What about court? The court itself, court of public opinion, supersedes whatever court you call it. Nobody can take like Mohammed serious. Justice Buhari or Tinubu, he call himself, rewarding him for the bad work he did to Nigeria. That we are suffering these things by some reason because of Yakub Mohammed. Election was conducted. The same day, the same ballot, different results came out. The first result came out, you say the other one came, you say it's glitch. He couldn't release the presidential election result. And they said they went to court.
Are you saying that a man who is so knowledgeable as he is to head an INEC doesn't deserve to be on that list?
But the best of INEC is headed. That's what we are saying.
You are heading Nigerians.
That's what we are saying.
You are the best of Nigerians. You are expecting him outside the country. You are rewarding a fraudulent person. You say that is the image of Nigeria.
Allegedly, no courts found him guilty of embezzlement or anything.
We are not talking of embezzlement. We are talking of
corruption.
Fraudulent election he conducted. He conducted a fraudulent election. Somebody who you know that is, maybe I don't know whether to give him one or not, but what he did is not something commendable. You're not expecting him out of the country as the image of Nigerians.
But his work was just to announce the result that will return from the
Uche, let me put this clear to you. I think you are trying to paint this in a very cosmetic gloom, which it doesn't go well with me at all.
Okay.
Now, election was conducted like Doc said. National Assembly election, House of Reps, House of Senate. Two of them and then presidency the same day. You get their ballot papers. Now, at the end of that election, the rule which you made, you INEC chairman made the rule for the smooth conduct of that election, that every election result should be scanned from the polling booth and transmitted to the IRF portal in real time. Real time. Let us say the real time should be 8 o'clock in the night at best. Now, the election was conducted and concluded. That of Senate was transmitted in real time. That of House of Reps was transmitted in real time. The same day. Somewhere along the line, in the early hours of that real time, between 4 o'clock and about 4:50 something p.m., Some of the presidential results also went in real time. All of a sudden, INEC now saw there was a glitch that the presidential could not go in again. What happened? He said there was a technical glitch that had not been explained to Nigerians up until now. Not only that, he now started collecting results manually on presidential election. He started collecting manual results. Having collected the manual results, he didn't also deem it fit to give it to us Nigerians when we were awake. So by 2:33 a.m. in the morning, when everybody was deep in deep slumber, INEC came and declared Tinubu the winner of the election and handed him certificate of return. Uche told that man ran into the dictionary of infamy for that singular act. Now, to punish him for what he did to us as Nigerians, he now went and gave him an ambassadorial appointment. Now, the country where he's going to go, if it is a democratic country, how do you think that country will welcome him, assuming he will be there when election will be conducted and his opinion is sought? These are the things we are talking about, because Doc says, export your best as ambassadors. Look, you are doing very well in Aneke TV. Aneke TV want to go and monitor the election in Burkina Faso. The head of the program, the head of the television station said, I will pick my best to be my ambassador in Burkina Faso to monitor the election. Which they will pick you. If they pick you, you go there. The man is expecting that you are going to come back with the best and the best objective results. Not going there to line the parts of your pockets with dollars and come back and the election was free and fair, even when people were dying in the streets, like what is happening in Uganda now that is on campaign. So these are the things we are talking about. It's not a Mahmoud by all standards is qualified to be anything. But from the way he has soiled himself, he has lost that credibility to represent Nigeria in any place where people will say, this is Nigeria, or I am proud to be a Nigerian. That's what we are saying.
Okay. Those, in a very nutshell, what you're saying is that you are the president, you will not appoint Yakub. No, I'm saying Don or the Don Eze. Dr. Don Eze. All right. All right, let me ask. What do you think that there are lots of ex-governors, ex-first ladies in this list? I think this is for the first time we are having it this way in Nigeria.
My question is, what qualifications do they measure to those first ladies? Because my concern is not the thing of my first lady. The Nigerian 1999, the first lady. You can recall that for the 8 years or 7 years I'm doing the government, there was like because that thing is consistent. People are now budgeting, appropriating budget from their law. Now, they now went and harvested. I might say, okay, I can be maybe because in our what is that? What is that? What was he do before he was appointed? If you want to make
all right. Don, what I'm asking again is this ambassadorial list essentially a sentiment of political IOU and compensation for 2023 election?
And also looking forward and then to
let me ask, these nominees, how do they reflect Nigerians' stand when we talk about foreign policy priority in Africa, going by our stand with the Global South and talk about the ECOWAS AU? Do you think that this list really position or represent our foreign policy stand in the world? But you're not being fair if you're saying zero. Jeremy. Okay.
When I say zero, foreign policy, that's by any standard. Now, let's analyze you. Reno Omokri, who went to California State University, United States, to go and get the certificate that you never graduated from there. Remember that what he went there for? He said he was there. He took pictures, took great video. Good. General Mokri, who said that Tinubu is a drug lord? General Mokri, I'm talking about. I'm not talking to that. That is General Mokri. Now, who wants to wonder the image of Tinubu outside Nigeria? Don't you think that you president can call him one day and bring all these old tweets and show him? Because internet doesn't forget. Internet is always there. They will show him his old tweets and tell you now what has changed. Why you are now supporting the government? Tell us. Now, if I you go, let us assume you are talking about foreign policy relations in Nigeria with those people where they are going to represent. Remember, if I go was in the National Assembly, House of Reps, about 2 years. For the 12 years he was there, he has never stood up to say, Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members of this house, my name is Ibrahim. I see that. I never said. Until he left that fellow teamman after 12 years. Now, he came here as a governor. Let me not break it up again. He stayed for 8 years. Okay, I'm still waiting for the day they said, they told the president, come to government house. If you go and organize an international press conference. So you ask him how is he governing any state. So he can answer those questions directly. Now, when the insecurity became too much, he just got a very big volume block and barricaded himself into the government house and tell us, now that person is going to represent you in another country. Well, if there is a country, unless it is a country of one party, he will do it very well. Is it okay? Is it a we are not going to talk about the president of the government. Okay, the father who actually buried Abia State after it was killed by the government, he buried only for the state to be assumed by Alexis. Nothing for them. They are not just like that. So who again? Just mention it. Is it Mahmoud who have taken to the leader? The program leader.
The issue is telling you who we are. That's the image, the image of this country. What is the foreign policy objective of this administration? That's why I wanted those people. Because we have no direction. That's why they brought all these people. Foreign image, foreign policy objective of Nigeria. It's not nothing. It's not. That's why they have appointed others as criminals and put them there.
Allegedly.
You can allege. But something is not.
This is allegedly.
But let me, fair enough to Mr. President. Even Reno Mokri has come out to say that this president has taught him an act in forgiveness. Reno Mokri saying that for this president a president he has abused over the years, to turn around and appoint him or nominate him for an ambassadorial position speaks well of Mr. President.
I see. You don't reward criminality. You don't like this thing they are doing now. Say bandits, they go to settle with them. And sometimes they say they are repentant. And they are doing more than ourselves. See, there are level of criminality, there are level of inconsistency as a person, there are level of fraudulent intent you will develop as a human being. You cannot be rewarded with a national assignment for that sake. For goodness sake, are you saying Nigeria will not 200 million people lack quality international diplomatic people with diplomatic activity? Is that what you are saying? If that becomes the case, why can't you say, please, I want people from all the 774 local government areas. Get me the best people you have. 50% from the local government. I want them. Whoever you want to get, bring his CV. I'll give you an example of something that happened in the state. Igwe Ambassador LOC was in not Washington, it was one of these Zambia. He was in Zambia, where he was Nigeria's High Commissioner before. I think it used to be an official of one of the universities there. So they were doing some ceremony. Now the issue of who is going to be chairman Enugu State Council of Traditional Rulers was on board. People were submitting their CV. And they were submitting the CV. Ezozo then, who was the retired chief judge of Enugu State, submitted his CV. The CV of what do you call it? Was already in the domain because it was already a traditional ruler. But it wasn't in the context. Now, from all the grapevine report coming up, the then very powerful lady who have in government as a former open was actually angling for as a chamber in the Treasury Council. So they say, Solomon now told them, bring all the CVs. I want to see that CV. So when they brought the CV, after looking at the CV, he now turned over the two CVs upon the other CV he collected. So the person who was handling for the other man, the chief judge, the person got complaint. I said, no, but this one has no right at this ambassador. Beginning from Liberia to Zambia, to United Nations, to this, to that. So we don't even know how the kind of person in Enugu State. That shows you what we mean by somebody who you are going to project outside your state. When he was the secretary to the Nigerian High Commissioner for Washington, Alison Madeke was the military attaché. So immediately Alison, they have this Buhari. Alison came back here as governor. He put him back from there. As we were pulling him back from there, the Minister of External Affairs was still insist that he go back. Just take again. Because these things are no rocket science getting good for life in Nigeria. When Obasanjo came in as president, he picked one of the best brains that Nigeria could get anywhere he sees there. He picked this solution you see here, up there as a person. Name them Kodiwa. Immediately they left Obasanjo's cabinet. The international community rushed for them. How many people left Buhari's government that is being sought after by the international community? The same thing will happen to these people now. Because when you coalesce these deplorables and make them whatever it is to make them, you think the world is not seeing you. Their appointment ends with you. Once you finish everything, they will peg it here. They can move an inch beyond Nigeria. Okay. Look at Bayo Nanuga, who runs his mouth like somebody who has a diarrhea. So tomorrow now, you expect that one to go to international press and then represent Nigeria. He's not what he expects.
He's doing his job. But, Barrister, I will come to you also. Let me still get your opinion on this issue. I'm asking, don't you think that these men would get security clearance from the Nigerian intelligence for them to be submitted to the National Assembly for clearance? And don't you think that, or you don't have faith that the National Assembly could drop some of the names? You've cited an exception. So perhaps we can see other exceptions with this list. Nobody will be dropped. Also, do you still share the same sentiments?
Even though petitions are being run against now, petitions are being
so maybe perhaps based on the petition, we may see the National Assembly dropping him.
They have them. You don't have National Assembly.
Which do you have a National Assembly? You have a National Assembly. What we have is an extension, the legislative extension of the Asarok. That's what you have.
That's not what we have.
Ababio is not a Senate president as far as I'm concerned. And as far as the Nigerians are concerned, he's not a Senate president. A Senate president who has never asked president to one question for whatever thing he brings to the National Assembly. They call that a Senate president.
Look at yesterday, they're going to go and die with the state lady for what? They have no money to that.
Is there an issue? Is there an issue with dining with first lady?
What is the budget of the first lady?
That's another issue. No, that's another issue. But there's nothing wrong in dining with the first lady.
And do you know how even say that our mother,
All right, let me also this question is to you in particular because you've professed your love for the Obedient Movement and the Labour Party.
Yes.
And I want to ask, this nomination that we're seeing, don't you think is a failure of the opposition party, especially Labour and ADC, for example?
You could have asked me what could I have done differently.
No, even without asking what you have done differently, if we had given a viable opposition, perhaps APC will have the second spin in giving us such nominations.
Every Nigerian is opposition. Every right-thinking Nigerian. And like Doc said, many people are forwarding petitions to the National Assembly, especially against the democracy. But never mind, you will still be clear. Don't bother about what the opposition says. In fact, the only opposition now that's still thriving in Nigeria is only people. As a person, as an individual, not even as a political Labour Party or not. Now, for those of us in the Obedient Movement, we know where we do our own opposition. And that's what we do when we go to foreign like this, when we go to media.
Okay, for want of time, I want to ask, what would you have done differently?
That's what I have done. What I could have done differently is that we could have brought the best, because there are very many of them. We could have brought the best brains Nigeria has. So that wherever you hear this person is an ambassador of Nigeria, even in Peru, you go and bow. That is what we could have done differently. Because, see, everything good begets goodness. In logic, we say, if the commitment is full, the end point is not the Tinubu'S emergence was 30. So whatever he's going to do, people should forgive him. Because everything will be fought. Even including the terrorism is encouraging. They wanted to celebrate their wedding the other day. I shot the groom to death. See the terrorists though, who have been paying money. They're going to their bush.
Allegedly, there's no fact that he's paying money. We do not have there's no facts. No, we'll speak to facts. Okay. On the inside, we'll speak to facts.
This one is fact.
We've not seen evidence.
And we have been playing every other video. Why don't you play that video? Because this one went into the forest to celebrate their wedding. And the same thing that the APC is manufacturing outside, the parties they are supporting also manufacture.
You are speaking as an opposition now. But
are they not paying bandits? Wait, are they not paying bandits? That's why I said I'm surprised Gumi did not make the list of ambassadors. Because good ownership is here. Since they are encouraging criminality. So what are you talking about? They have been paying. Okay, the ones they brought these girls from the school girls, the one they brought from Kebbi State. They said we have rescued the girls. And the man who runs his mouth, the presidential spokesman, Unakoli, he said, yes, because the bandits know what could have happened to them if they have not released those girls. So what happened at the bandits? You arrested nobody, but you rescued the girls. And the church people, you have rescued them. And many of them, you arrested. So tell us that you paid them. And the bandits man came out and said, forget this government, they paid us. And giving us our money.
We can't believe the bandits was against our own government. We can't believe the bandits was against our government. Also, let's moving on this very issue. Doctor, I want to get your final thoughts on this issue of ambassadorial nominee. At least we're having nominees already who will be represented in the world. It's better than not having representation at all.
It's better than not have anybody. That are politic criminals. The better that you don't leave it as a fear.
Okay. What will you be telling Mr. President on this nominee?
You see what happened when they did the honors award. They went and brought everybody, even who paid the husband, and gave them adults. When Nigerians are talking, you have to go the list. The same thing will happen to you if you have a good government. This whole position we are talking about appointing criminals as ambassadors. People should look for Nigeria. I'll go back to it. I really do it.
Anyway.
It needs to be chances of good Nigerians now more than any other time. I think wonder is going to make it. That's what I'm saying. You see, when you and you move along the street, whatever that you have, will be standing up closer. People will be closing their eyes.
All right. Also, we're out of time. What's your final advice? How do we salvage the situation?
My final is let him drop all these criminals in an appointed. let him throw it open to Nigeria. Let people make suggestions to him. That's
Right.
we are not bereft of decent people. Let him say, Nigeria is okay. Submit to this email. Whoever you think, including CEO, we will get him more than 1 million names. For that 1 million, he pick the best. Pick the local government, pick his resume. Tell us his experience.
All right.
Create a website for it.
All right.
People will put up names.
All right, Barrister, we're out of time. And that's it for today on The Insight. But do remember that the opinions shared on this forum are that of our guests and not necessarily represent the editorial view of Aneke TV. However, you, our viewers, remember that your views are very important to us. Reach us with the hashtag on all at Aneke TV on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Till we come your way next time, I still remain your host, Uche Osai, and our wonderful guest, Ozo Barrister Ofokansin Nadiume, a human rights activist and a farmer. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And Dr. Dons Eze, who is a veteran journalist, a man who has seen it and lived it and is still talking about it. We are so excited to have you today. You're welcome.